Hey, before I go to bed tonight, I wanted to talk about this video I keep seeing on TikTok. It's about this young lady. She's doing a self experiment on brainwashing and how music can affect the brain. And she wants to she wants to know how long does it truly take to brainwash someone? It's pretty dark, right? But on the opposite end, me being rooted in Yahuwah and knowing that everything is spiritual makes me think about why Yahuwah, the creator of all things, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, constantly says to meditate on this word daily. That to teach them in your waking, in your sitting, in your walking, in your going, in your laying down, and in your rising up. And he makes it a point that you should constantly be reading and studying what he says, what he calls clean, what he calls holy, what he calls proper, what he calls set apart, and aligning ourselves with the word of God. And then again, we get in Psalms and Proverbs where it talks about your word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path, and how we should meditate on this word daily, and that the word is good for renewing and transforming the mind. And then we get into the New Testament where it talks about that be not transformed by this world, but do not conform to the patterns of the world, but be renewed in your mind. Okay, so literally when we read our word and when our life is anchored to the utterance, to the divine utterances of God, when we do this daily, make this a habit, your mind literally changes. Your brain chemistry, your habits change to align with what you are constantly immersing your mind, your heart, your soul in. And so we see the beauty of allowing the word to change our minds, to literally wash our brains in holiness, which is why it's so important for you to digest, to know, to read, to consume Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, the laws, statutes, and commandments, to understand the standard of holiness. All the Psalms and all the Proverbs are glorifying the beauty and the perfectness of Yahuwah's law, statutes, and commandments, which Yahushua the Messiah said, "Do not think I've come to do away with it." The word of the Father is beautiful and perfect, and it is like Hebrews says. I think it's Hebrews. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. That the word is a double-edged sword, cutting, dividing between the bone and marrow, soul and spirit. That is what the word. They're talking about Old Testament. They're not talking about the New Testament. The word of God is powerful enough to do that. So it would be foolish. It would be